Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Zwift Racing League Finals. And before you say anything, I know I am late to post this video, but I've been waiting on some big information from the WTRO team, and if you can guess out correctly, I have not received it. So let's get into the recon. So we've already been here on Danger Noodle, but I'm going to make an updated version of this. I just received the news I was looking for from the WTRO team, just as I'm recording this, realizing, oh my gosh, it's so late in the season. Anyways, let's get down to business. Ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be official that bike upgrades have been neutralized, but bike performance and speed is not. So that means there's going to be bikes and wheels to choose from to be the best version of yourself on the bike. Now, typically I do bits like that where I receive the information in the past, but that was a legit text. I saw my phone buzz up from Facebook getting the answer that I needed. Let's just get into the video here. Wow. So the ZRL Finals is going to be upgrade neutralized, but bikes are going to have a certain value depending on what wheels and frames you use. Now, I've been screaming from the top of my lungs that disc wheels are the only wheels to ride, like you saw in a previous video, me breaking down the actual bikes and wheels, but that's no more. We have new frames and new wheels that are coming in to the top spots. Now for Danger Noodle, we know that it's not a crazy climbing course, but you're still going to want to have more of an aero frame. Now going for the top tiered bike, it's going to be that specialized tarmac. I mean, that thing just looks fast. Not only is it fast, and then if you want to pair it up with the 8.9s, even the 7.8s wouldn't do too bad, but I think the 8.9s are going to be a break and a half faster than those 7.8s. Now for the Tron, if you haven't seen the video, the Tron is now not an all-arounder. This bike is now a speedster. It is easily, by quite a bit, the fastest bike on Zwift. Now I'm interested to see how it will perform on a course like Danger Noodle, because none of the climbs are really that tough, but you do see a lot of rollers. So yes, you could get enough speed going down the roller to kind of push yourself up the part of the hill, but is it going to affect your climbing on the longer part of reverse Titans Grove or Titans Grove the regular way? That's something we kind of really haven't seen unless you've raced a lot with these different bike setups. So that's bike choice. That was a lot to talk about here. Let's get into Danger Noodle. Now we just saw Danger Noodle as it was our scratch race for the end of round 3. It's a total of 32.3 kilometers long and about 414 meters of climbing. Most of this climbing comes from the rollers, and then obviously you go the front side and the back side of Titans Grove KOM, but none of the hills are really that difficult. Again, the reason why I recommend the 8.9s. Now I know we've already done a recon on Danger Noodle, but we're gonna get into it anyways, so here is the recon. Now I believe I finally fixed my Zwift recording, so it does not look like I filmed it on a Nokia touch slide phone. You're welcome. But anyways, into this route, we're gonna be starting downtown in Watopia yet again. Like I say, every single week we're in Watopia. We're going to be taking a left as we go up that short little climb, going towards the S's and down that hill. This is going to be quite a fast start, just because every time we go through the S's, it always seems like we are kind of fighting for our lives up that first climb. As we make our way down past the sprint, we're going to be going into the Italian villas, and this time we're going to be heading towards the 360 bridge. Now this is kind of an interesting little route here, and as we go up that little 4 to 5% and make our way towards what would normally go towards the Ocean Boulevard, we're actually going to stay straight, take a left and go past, take a right and go back up the hill we just went down. We're going to be making our way right back up the hill we just went down into downtown Watopia. And now we're going to be taking a left onto the wooden bridge and into Titans Grove. Again, Titans Grove is just one big roller, it seems, so be ready to keep the pace up and be ready to fight for your life. Now, after you've gone through parts of Titans Grove, you're going to be coming up to Titans Grove KOM Reverse. We've seen this part of the climb this year in the Zwift Racing League. I actually believe the last user-created course went through here for the finish, if I remember correctly. This is a great little climb and personally one of my favorites in the game. Now, just how the climb works, it's not really a great breakaway climb because it's very draftable. Again, the reason for the arrow setup is I think you can draft a good part of this climb. You get to the top, even if you're struggling to stick with that front pack, it's quite easy to claw back on the descent that is right after the KOM climb. If you don't remember from last year, we raced on the Macquarie Islands and in the City Line KOM, whatever that's called. I remember being in the front group and a back second group and a third group were able to catch us on the descent and into the next part of the race. It's just one of those climbs that's not very dangerous, but you need to be aware of it. We're going to be taking the roundabout and going right back into Titans Grove. So we only see the desert for a little bit, so make sure you're drinking some water at this point and getting your recovery in. We're going to be basically doing the same exact route, just reverse and into downtown Watopia again. Now 22.8 kilometers is where the official Titans Grove KOM begins, but the climbing doesn't start for about another minute or so. This is one of those longer climbs that really doesn't push the pace too hard. It's 2.6 kilometers long, and honestly, I think it peaks at 5%, maybe 4. Now, the official climb ends at 25.4 kilometers into the race, and at this point, we only have 50 more meters of climbing, and it's basically just the rollers that we've already seen going the other way. I think at this point of the race, a lot of people are going to be struggling and there's going to be a lot of heavy legs, heavy breathing, and there's honestly not really a good spot to break away. Maybe on one of the rollers you get lucky and you put down some power and you fly up and down a few and you get some distance, but honestly it's a bit far away for an actual push and an actual breakaway. So I really think this is going to just go down to a sprint finish. So save your legs, rest up, get some water, get some Gatorade, whatever it might be, and get ready for that sprint finish. We're going to be picking up the pace as we approach the ending, but I must warn you, anyone in a Z-Sun jersey is going to be getting 10 plus sprint points, 10 plus speed for just being that good, that fast, and that good looking. Anyways, we're going to be getting downtown, and as we pass under the bridge, people are going to be starting their sprint, revving their engines, and it's going to be an all-out brawl to get those final podium points. So that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching the final recon on the scratch race on Danger Noodle of the ZRL finals. This is stage 1. We've got a time trial next week to finish out the semifinals, and hopefully you've got a fast enough team to move on into the finals. We'll see you next week on the Dos Fronts.